Yo. So in this video, we're going to break down what this Virgo lunar eclipse is highlighting and recalibrating. We're going to talk about why Virgo energy feels more precise rather than chaotic or dramatic. We're going to discuss how this moment is initiating a 2-week metamorphosis that's happening, as well as like a purification window. If you are interested in just a generalized, straight up description of what's happening, check the timestamp. It'll link directly to just the astrology update. Let's jump into it. So this Virgo lunar eclipse isn't asking for any of us to become someone new. It's really about trying to figure out and become aware of the deficiencies in the structures of how we live. Virgo is the maiden of the zodiac. She wants to be treated right. She likes routine. She likes grounded energy. Very direct with communication, highly intelligent, very well-rounded energy, if you will. It's earth-based, it's feminine. It's associated with Mercury, planet of communication, which, funny enough, is in retrograde right now, directly opposite Virgo in Pisces. So Virgo wants to be analytical and logical and make it make sense. And Pisces is like, let's feel. Let's go into the spiritual realm and swim around like the fish. Let's just get lost in the energy, in the space. So there's this almost opposition, this clashing happening right now of those two energies. One wanting structure and stability and routine, and the other saying, let's freeball it. Let's feel what's happening here. What does our body feel like? What does the energy feel like? What do the people around us feel like? Is this a good feeling? Is this a bad feeling? And we're exposed to all of it right now because on the 28th of last month in February, we had an alignment of multiple planets in our sky. And when those things happen, it's not like a prophetic thing, but it does heighten the energy. Everything's in the same linear fashion. So it can just be very back and forth between all of them, even if they clash. So things can feel super jumbled right now. I know for myself, my mental landscape has just been, it's taken me 20 minutes to just get started on this. I've had to restart this video at least 8 times because it's not perfect or whatever. So if that's something that you're working with right now as far as perfectionism or people pleasing or over giving, or doing the opposite of taking care of yourself, it's highlighted right now. So some of the things that I've been asking myself is, where is perfectionism becoming self-punishment? How am I so critical and so hard on myself that it prevents me from making any progress? Talking to the person, initiating a group, planning something out with someone, asking for a date, even just sparking up a conversation. In those moments of how are they going to think of me? What if I'm funny looking? What if I say something strange, or I fall into old patterns of pedestalizing or people pleasing, right? Self-sacrifice. So even in that, I feel that perfectionism is a form of self-sacrifice because, or even like self-punishment, because it does. It makes it so that the gift that was given isn't being given to anyone. What we're meant to offer the world, whatever that is, each of us have something to offer. And right now, the things that keep us from jumping into that might be highlighted. Maybe there's a routine in life right now that seems so perfect, and Pisces is over here saying, hey, let's switch it up a little bit. There might be a different way. And often the way that we learn is through pain. So maybe there's a rigid structure that you adhere to that you know isn't good for you, but you do it because you think you have to. It's the only way. Maybe there's a belief structure or feelings that you hold on to. Or better yet, let's say something happened when you were a kid. And now as an adult, you do those same things that protected you as a child. Do those things actually fit your best interest? Or does it lead to isolation, trust issues, relationship issues, maybe money issues? Each of us have a belief structure that we were given from the people that raised us. And our job, I believe, is for us to locate those belief structures and flip them, look at them. Does it make sense? Is it for the greatest good? Does it help all of us? And really look at what is there. And if we see cracks, we can change it. That's the beautiful thing about being able to be alive right now, is we get to change whatever we want. We have that power. And very often, it's how we are on the inside. Because the outside world is a reflection of the inside world. And if we are chaotic and in turmoil and scared and fearful, the outside will match that. But if we choose peace, and if we choose contentment and gratitude and love and compassion for one another, then those things show up in our realities. We begin to receive compassion from others by giving it to others. No different than if you're hateful to someone, you get hate back. This is a time for us to really shift what we hold on to so tightly because of maybe patterns, rigidity. And we're taught not to feel. And this particular energy that's present right now is almost forcing a feeling. Saturn and Neptune newly in Aries. The sign that just wants to do stuff, that wants to initiate, that wants to create, that wants to blaze a path. But you have all these planets in Pisces right now saying, no, feel. Feel what's here. Feel what is present. Allow yourself, give yourself permission to feel and not distract, not doom scroll, not work, not serve others, but literally sit with yourself. No books, no phone, no reading, no music. Just you and the ever-present thoughts that do not stop even though you distract. No judgment. I do it too. I get my screen report each week and it's like, ugh. I don't like that I do it, but it's programmed for us to do it. You know, it's all the feel-good chemicals. So no judgment, no hate, no shame, just awareness. And if that awareness and the reason to stop is big enough, it's easy to stop. So maybe find something that, I'm speaking to myself here, but to find something that can occupy time differently. What can you give instead of consume? One of the, I guess, more common questions that I ask myself, it's not just for this moon, but it's, what does groundedness feel like? What does it look like in my life when I'm grounded? I'm a Virgo moon, so energy for me and being grounded and crossing things off and having a routine, like, that's almost love for me. So it's really important for me to have those, but to be loose with them so that it doesn't just, I have to be so rigid that I become a control freak, you know, or OCD type of tendencies. So for me, it's simplicity. How can I make my life simpler each day while still being able to get the same amount done or more? What does peace look like for me? How do I want to feel peaceful? Knowing I have empathetic tendencies and I love to help people. I live by observe, don't absorb. If somebody's feeling something, it's not my job to save them, even though I want to. I can sit with them but I do not have to consume and take their energy, because then we're both suffering. And very often, if I sit there stable and in my own energy and strong in myself, it helps shift them. They can work through their emotions and find the stability. So that is peace for me, is being peaceful enough to hold space for others. Being content with my life. We all want more. I want more. But I'm very, very content with what I have, and I very much try to be that way. Because contentment to me is gratitude. When I'm focused on things that I'm grateful for, I'm grateful for what I have now. And goals, though beautiful, they are future fantasies. And those future fantasies, when they arrive, become the now. Things that we can be grateful for when they arrive. But I've learned that if I'm not grateful for what I have now, how am I going to be grateful for what comes? Because when it arrives, it'll just be something else. So contentment and compassion for myself. Healing is not pretty. Healing is not easy. Truth can be so gross, but it is a part of the process. So I find giving compassion to myself helps. To say like, ugh, yikes, that was toxic, Justin. But now I know. Eek, I shouldn't have said it that way. I cut him too deep with my tongue. Whoops. Sorry. Being needy, all of these things come from patterns that can be unwound. So as you unwind these patterns and these beliefs and these ideals that we all hold on to very tightly, be compassionate for yourself and be compassionate to others, and know that if somebody chooses to hurt you, if somebody says something harsh or walks away, don't take it personal. They are also hurting. They are also going through this. All of us are. I don't make these videos just for you and I. I hope to make it so that many people are beginning to understand what has always been there and what is being proven. The stuff isn't just woo-woo anymore. It's physics. Each planet has a vibrational frequency. Much like Wi-Fi is a frequency, much like Bluetooth is a frequency. We are affected by this. Our heart produces a frequency. It's measurable. And the state that we get to that we choose to exist in, the state, fear, worry, dread, anxiety, overwhelm, pressure, hate, anger. What do those words make you feel? Love, compassion, joy, generosity, understanding, empathy, gratitude. What do those make you feel? We get to choose, no matter what is thrown at us, no matter what we are bombarded with, we get to choose the emotions we want to be in. Maybe that's what can be chosen differently. Maybe that's the lesson here. Are you reacting to the world around you and life and busyness and the schedule and the employees and all of the things happening in life and making that the emotional state? Or are we choosing what we get to feel and exist in through the overwhelm, the stress, the worry, all the stuff? A metaphor. Storms can go all around mountains. They can be crashed up against by waves. There can be snow and avalanches and earthquakes. But even in all of that, the mountains still persist. The mountains don't move. So be the mountain in this situation. Be immovable with your emotions, so much so that nothing external of you can shift what's going on inside. If you walk into a room and you're feeling fine 5 seconds ago, and you walk in and you suddenly start feeling your heart pounding and your hands climbing up and your jaw clenching and your brow furrowing and your shoulders getting all tight, notice that. That's the body communicating. Those are the moments when you get to choose. That's not me, because 5 seconds ago I was good. We affect one another. Our fields move up to 30 feet away from us, and they affect everything in between. I know this is way off topic from the moon. But there is the ability to create the life you want from just choosing the emotions you want to live in. I'm living proof of it. You can create the world you want. You can create the life that you want. This moon is asking you to let go of everything that is stopping you from that, because guess what? In about a month's time, everything moves into Aries. All of these planets in Pisces, they move into Aries. The initiator, the first sign of the zodiac, springtime, new life, new energy, fire from the sun. This is the release. So let it go. Choose to let go. Give yourself permission to let go. Give acceptance and gratitude for the lessons and the pain. Give gratitude for the discomfort that it brought you, because it taught you what you needed to learn. Give gratitude for the lessons that have been taught. And understand that we learn through contrast. When we want peace, we have to know chaos. When we want love, we have to know the lack of it. When we want richness, we have to know what it's like to not be rich. Whatever that looks like. Rich in happiness, rich in materials, whatever. Just know that you can create this. And that the pain you're experiencing, be grateful for it, because it will pass. As silly as that sounds. Appreciate you for being here. Just days ago, several visible planets aligned across the sky. Not in a rare mystical sense, but symbolically powerful. When planets cluster along the same visual plane, it compresses themes: identity, responsibility, vision, structure, dreams. It's like this pressure has been building underneath the scenes quietly. And this lunar eclipse, it's like a release valve. Total lunar eclipse happens when the Earth stands directly between the sun and the moon. Symbolically, this means that your conscious direction and your emotional reality are in full opposition, and something in the middle has to be acknowledged. In Virgo, that something is practical. It's the routines that you keep tolerating. The diet you know is not working. It's the responsibilities that stopped being yours months ago, or even years ago. It's the quiet self-criticism running in the background of your mind. You're not good enough. You don't do enough. You shouldn't have said that. And Virgo, it rules refinement, not expansion, refinement. So this eclipse isn't about adding more. It's about removing what contaminates clarity. And there's a deeper layer. The sun is in Pisces. Pisces dissolves boundaries. Virgo builds them. Pisces forgives. Virgo corrects. So this eclipse creates a full polarity. Do you keep over-fixing everything to feel safe? Or do you keep floating emotionally to avoid discipline? The key to it is the middle path. Practical spirituality, emotional maturity expressed through action. Blood moons don't come in fast and heavy. They're subtle. They're not explosive, they're not chaotic. But you could potentially notice a sudden intolerance for clutter, a desire to simplify your calendar, a realization that you've been over-serving and under-receiving. Maybe there's a clear sense that certain dynamics just don't fit anymore. Virgo energy, it doesn't necessarily collapse systems. It comes in to audit them. And during the eclipse, this is a final audit. There is no turning back after this. So over the next 2 weeks, just watch what naturally begins to fall away. Because endings don't need to be forced right now. And you don't have to make announcements. Virgo is just simply allowing them to fall away. Of course, you might feel tired. You may feel overly reflective. You may be a little bit more keen to small irritations. And all of these things, all those little irritations, it's just information. They're revealing to you where you're leaking energy, where you are not contained in yourself to the point where small things are affecting your internal state. It's also a health checkpoint. The body is Virgo territory. So sleep, digestion, stress, inflammation, mental chatter, all of these can be heightened, especially if it's been neglected. It's almost going to demand attention. Not to punish, but to restore efficiency. Right? Virgo's all about being efficient, crossing off the list. And there is a bigger shift happening. This eclipse may quietly close a chapter that began late 2025. The responsibility, a work dynamic, relational imbalances, perfectionistic identity. This isn't a loss of control. It's simply a shedding, right? We are leaving the year of the snake. It's gone. So we are shedding that layer of us. And Virgo isn't necessarily destroying. It wants to streamline things. It wants to make it more efficient, more aligned, more coherent. So, though at times it can be difficult, if emotions rise, allow them. Virgo is going to process through action. But with all this Pisces, it's asking us to process through feeling. So feel it. And when you're done feeling it, adjust. But don't carry those emotions with you. Allow them to leave your body. When we cry, emotions get stored in water. They're energy. And when we cry, we release. It is a release valve when we express emotions. Think of the last time you had a good cry. Like a good cry. How did you feel afterwards? Maybe lighter. Sure, you might be more tired because you're moving energy. You are literally moving energy. Feeling, crying, all that stuff, no matter your gender, if you are human, it's the first thing we did when we came to this planet. When we come out of the birth canal, or when we are birthed in any way, whatever fashion that is, the first thing we do is cry. We are emotions. Allow them to flow. Don't hold on to them. Give them permission to leave, flow through you. They don't have to be yours. You can let go of them. Once you're done feeling, move the piece of furniture that's bugging you. If this person draws your energy, delete them from your contact book. If you don't use a subscription and you see it every month on your bills, cancel it now. If you have an appointment for something and been procrastinating because you feel like you need to get everything together, just schedule it. Figure it out while you are waiting for the date. Make it real, but feel it first. So I do want to offer simple ways to work with this eclipse. One of the best ways is just a simple question. What areas in my life, in my daily life, feel heavier than they should? And then simply reduce it practically. Virgo is about practicality. So if that means simplify a routine, clarify a boundary, improve that health habit, release an obligation that might be outdated, and let that be it. This eclipse isn't about suddenly becoming extraordinary. It's about becoming efficient, clear, and aligned. It's about giving yourself permission to exist as a human. Imperfect, all the flaws, all of the mishaps, all of the mistakes. So give yourself grace as you go through this process. Allow the process to align as it naturally is meant to. And just allow this to be the first part of your future as you begin to fully stabilize it, as you begin to see it, and to let go of the things that cannot and will not follow you into that new future, that new dream, that new idea. I truly hope that this moon allows you and illuminates all of the things that you choose to release. As always, I appreciate your presence. I appreciate the energy that you put into this by listening this far. If you like the shirt, I'll leave a link. If you like the music, I'll post a link for that as well. If you like what is here, if you like the energy that's given, if you like the presence, if you like the ideas, I do have a Skool community. Love to invite you into it. Myself and others are in this space. My hope is to create an environment for many like-minded souls to come together, learn about metaphysics, astrology, have some good music in the background, and just meet like-minded souls. Because this path is not easy and it's often very lonely. So if any of this resonates, definitely join us in there. Love to have you. In the meantime though, may the next 2 weeks be transformative, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.